All right, everyone, it's the day after we hung the last of our taps. I've been out collecting sap today. I'm about halfway through. I was using the DR log trailer with the 55-gallon drum, but it got over half full or close to half full, and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get it out of there very easily if it got too heavy. So I brought that up to the house, drug it out of the trailer onto the deck. I'm going to put it in the house overnight, maybe bring it up tomorrow to get processed. But we're gonna go check all these taps. A few of them we hung 2 days ago, the rest we hung yesterday. I'm doing the old 3 5-gallon bucket method. I got the trailer still on because there's a few logs I bucked up earlier that were on the trail that I didn't have room for, so we're gonna grab those. This is the area I cleared the trail out of the other day, so we can get to all these trees that we tapped. Let's go see how we did. I will say so far, one thing I like about the bags is you know what you have when you pull up. You don't have to get out and check a bucket to find out it wasn't worth checking. You know what's in these. Pretty easy to grab and empty. I definitely think when I add taps next year, it's going to be these bags so far. Unless I run into something I don't like if I have too big of a problem with the coons and the squirrels, possums eating the corners off like Jonathan was talking about. But hopefully that's not an issue. Another thing I do when I'm out here all year long is I trap raccoons, I trap possums. I know some people say, oh, possums eat tick eggs. Well, guess what? So do turkeys, and raccoons and possums annihilate turkey nests. I would rather have a high turkey population here than the raccoons and the possum. Plus, I work closely with the farmer next door, and he greatly appreciates me taking out a bunch of raccoons. When he grows corn, they'll annihilate rows and rows of corn. So that's something I do out here. I'm not going to show the actual traps on the channel, but I can show how to set those traps up. I use the dog-proof traps. They're simple. All I catch is raccoon and possum. You never catch a cat or a dog, anything like that. So another thing, it's just part of the whole habitat plan. Getting rid of some of the predators. It helps out the turkeys, helps out the farmer, and maybe if there's fewer of them out here, they won't be eating the bags of my maple sap. So win-win-win. Even if you only have a little sap in these buckets, it's always good to put the lid on. I learned that the hard way the other day when I hit a bump and I was covered in sap from that front bucket. These are all bags we hung yesterday evening. Not a ton in them. We got a little below freezing last night, but it's only about 34 degrees right now, 35 degrees. The sun is out, so that's nice. I have a feeling once the temperatures get a little warmer in the day, we're going to be emptying a lot of buckets. Another good thing about getting this access trail done is it's going to be able to let me get in here with this trailer and this four-wheeler and get a bunch of firewood out. This big ash was part of getting my access trail cleared out so I could get through here for the maple. That's one of those trees. You can see just past this tree, I've got a ladder stand. I would sit in there deer hunting and just look at that tree and think all the firewood I could get out of it, because that's just premium. Not too huge. It's up off the ground, so it's dry, it's not punky. A lot of great firewood. I know some people that don't understand firewood will think I'm crazy that I would sit up deer hunting and think about a firewood log that I could come get. But people who do firewood will understand. Driving down the road, looking in woods with all the down dead ash, looking at trees, thinking, man, I could get in there and get all that wood out. A little bit different train of thought than a lot of people. But if you're watching this channel, tuned in, subscribing, you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, here's some of those logs I bucked up clearing the trail the other day. You'll see me use these tongs from time to time. They don't always work good, sometimes they do. You don't have to use two hands to pick up a log. If the log's wet or damp, you don't get your gloves all wet. On heavier logs, I like using the hookaroo. And on really big logs, I just use my hands because you got to use two arms. If there's a lot of loose bark, sometimes you'll just rip the bark off with this. I found when you load this trailer full, it's roughly a face cord that you can get in it. As you can see, it's not quite full, but got a good amount for just being out collecting sap. Here's our last sap bucket of the day. Scratch that, there's a few up by the house that I haven't done yet. Again, not much in it from these big trees. All right, here's the last few trees we have to check. A few in there. And then the two heading out to the house. You can see I still got to take that stump down. The big maple we dropped the other day is right over there. That stump I'll leave higher just because it's so big. It should kick off some sprouts. It's still down at browse level and cover level. The stumps over there I took off the other day. And as you can see, the trail is now a complete loop. I've got basically 2 loops through the property. I have 40 acres here. We currently have trees tapped over probably about 3/4 of it. The areas we haven't got to yet don't have many maples. It's more brush cover, pines. There's still a lot of maples we haven't tapped, but we'll improve our operation as the years go on. All right, we're back at camp. Gonna get this ash loaded off. I threw down a few more skids to add to my pile here. This is all stuff I hauled out with the 4-wheeler and the trailer. Greenwood over there. All deadwood here. I gotta get my system set up better here. But that's something we'll work on throughout the year. I have a few plans. I have some of these pallet racks. I just threw that one up quick for hanging deer when we get them, but I'm going to have a plan for those I'll bring to you guys here in the upcoming videos. So I'll get this wood unloaded, get the rest of our sap added to the 55-gallon barrel. That's how much ice was there from it freezing last night after there was already some sap in the bags. We're just gonna dump the rest of our sap through that. It'll be cold ice filtered maple sap, premium. Then we'll dump that ice out. Should be lower sugar content, help us have a higher grade sap. This is what we collected almost entirely from the trees we tapped yesterday. Probably another 8-9 gallons. Bring these buckets in the house, get them rinsed out, ready for tomorrow if we get any. It's supposed to get below freezing and stay below freezing here over the next day. All right, that's after 2 days. We're a little over half full on a 55-gallon drum, 2 days of collecting. All right, that about does it for the day. Decent day. Got a little over half a face quart of firewood out probably. Another 20 gallons of sap, 25 gallons of sap. Starting to warm up a little bit now. The sap's gonna run tonight, but then like I said, it's gonna freeze tonight. It's supposed to stay below freezing tomorrow. So I probably won't collect tomorrow, probably the next day or the day after that. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Hardworking Man. Appreciate everybody that's watching. Make sure to hit some comments down below. Share it with your friends. Thanks.